Hey, hi, hello. Long time no see. I, again, disappeared for the longest time. And I have a bit to talk about. Would you stop? I've got the dog right here. He's being an attention whore, it's fine. So yeah, I feel so weird. Yeah. I don't want this to be an update video though. I feel like all I'm doing is update videos and then disappearing. But here it is. So, I took my NHA certification yesterday, which for those of you who have been watching my videos, I was going to school for certified or clinical certified medical assistant. CMA. Yeah. So I was doing that. I think the last time I talked to you guys, I was getting ready to start class. And, hair. I filmed a couple times during that process, but it was really awkward. And, like, I felt like you guys didn't really want to see that. Like, nobody really cares. I filmed me studying and, like, playing some of the games and stuff. And I filmed a tiny bit of one of the classes online. But I was like, this is gonna be boring to anybody that isn't studying. So I ended up scrapping those, and I don't like the way that I look on camera and stuff. Like, I mean, I don't like the way I look, period, but like I would see myself in the videos and I'm just like, I look disgusting. I feel disgusting. I don't know, I just felt bad about myself. And I think I gained a little bit more weight, which with my PCOS is normal. Like, I'm always either staying the same weight or gaining a little bit of weight, and I keep trying to lose it, and I don't know. I've lost a little bit, you can't even really tell, but it was because I was sick. So yeah, I ended up getting COVID. I don't know if I was filming when I had COVID. I don't think I was. I ended up getting COVID and I lost a couple pounds then because I wasn't eating anything. And then, yeah, and then this last week I had I think it was called the neurovirus, basically the stomach bug that's been going around. Hence why this little section right there, there is showing on my bed. It's the memory foam. I still haven't put the sheets on my bed yet. I still don't have much strength. That's a lot of work. But yeah, I was sick for like 4 days and wasn't really eating and stuff. So again, I lost a couple pounds. So that's helped. Now I'm trying to like stick with that and not eating for like 4 days in a row, but like stick with the losing of the weight. That's a lot. I'm talking really fast because I've filmed this already once and it was like 45 minutes of me talking. Like, it's nuts. But yeah, so I took my NHA exam. I did it from home, like remotely or whatever, through the laptop. that was a journey. I know when I filmed this last night for you guys, or technically like 5 a.m. this morning, I didn't have my results. I have my results now. It took like 24 hours. So yeah, I studied from the time I woke up yesterday to 5 p.m. Yeah, and then took my test. And I was crushed, you guys. I didn't think that I was going to pass it. I instantly was like, I'm gonna have to pay $160 to take this stupid exam again. And let me tell you, it is the most frustrating thing you will ever do. Is it worth it? Yeah, but like during the exam and stuff, the way that they have it set up, you go through a proctor that you share your screen with. You have to set it all up yourself, by the way. You have to install the proctor and everything by clicking all this stuff. And like mine wasn't sending me to the exam page or whatever after I had installed it. So I kept having to go back and forth. So that was a hassle. I think I spent 20 minutes setting up. You're supposed to go in, 15 minutes beforehand to set everything up and test your connection and everything. I spent 20 minutes. And then after you have that set up, you go into this part with your proctor area. This makes no sense. You go through and they want you to scan the room. So you do clips. And it was really hard because I was on my freaking laptop. So you're using your webcam and you're having to like maneuver the laptop all around. You had to show all 4 walls. You had to show your desktop, under the desk, and then the floor all the way up to the ceiling. You have to show behind both ears. You have to show front and back of your arms. You show... The neighbor dogs are barking. You show your driver's license. You show your face again. You're supposed to show them your cell phone and then set it as far away from you as possible. I left my phone in another room. I was like, I'm not even bothering with that. You're allowed 2 pieces of paper, like scrap paper and a pencil, and that's it. Like, you can't use a calculator or anything. Luckily, I only had 1 math question and I just kind of guessed on it. Probably shouldn't tell you guys that, but like, it's true. I studied and I did all the exams and everything, like the practice exams and everything through class. I showed up to most of the classes. I think I missed 2. 1 because I was sick and 1 because I logged into class and then my brother called me that my mom was in a car accident. She was fine. Her car was totaled though. And it was like right after we logged in. So I immediately was like, I have to go. My mom was in a car crash. And just left it at that. So I went out there and was with my mom while the cops were dealing with the scene and everything. That took a while, so I missed class. It was very frustrating. Like, the classes set up, which I should have known because phlebotomy was kind of set up the same way. It's just like, it feels like they're newer classes, although they've been doing it for a few years now. But I felt like I didn't learn enough in class, and especially with the test. When I was going through the exam, I'm like, I don't know half this stuff. I do not know half this stuff. We did not discuss this. I just feel like it was a missed opportunity. Like, our practice exams and stuff were super freaking easy compared to this. And a lot of them, it was the same questions over and over again, but mixed up. So it's like you're not supposed to memorize things. You're supposed to like learn the concept and everything. You couldn't help but memorize the questions and stuff. which some of those were on the test, so that did help me. But again, it was all like on the easier spectrum compared to the actual exam. But yeah, also our teacher is a surgeon, which is great because medical field and everything, like he knows his shit, but half the time he wasn't in class because he was called into surgery or something. So there were like 4 classes that we just didn't have because he was in class. Or he wasn't in class, I'm sorry. He was in surgery. So we could have used that time to learn all this other stuff. I don't know. It was just like, the class was very much, you're on your own. I'm here for questions, but you're on your own. And we didn't have a lot of homework and stuff. It was mostly just reading and, you know, find quizzes and stuff online to practice. We had 6 practice exams and 17 practice quizzes before those. But when you were done with those, that was pretty much it. I listened to a lot of Miss K, I believe is her name, on YouTube. She would go through practice exam questions, and it's like a question and answer. She'd read off the question, wait a little bit, she'd get, you know, her chat's response, and then she would tell you the correct answer, and then she'd go through each of the wrong answers and tell you what they are and everything, so that helps a little bit. But yeah, so that was frustrating. And then of course the exam itself, like, don't get me started. You can't read out loud. Like, you can't move your lips and stuff when you're reading the questions. You just have to sit there silently. Your hands and stuff have to be in view of the camera at all times, which is frustrating because I'm sitting here like this on the table clicking through. So you don't see this arm, you only see this arm that's moving with the mouse, so that was frustrating. Nobody's allowed in the room with you. Which, I mean, duh. But I had an incident where I had to go to my mom and dad's house, and I was in my brother's room. He moved home temporarily to pay off a garnishment. That's the word. I don't know why I'm so stupid. He had to pay off a garnishment, and then he was going to be buying a house, but he had to get this garnishment off of his credit. So he moved home to save on bills and stuff, and now he's looking for houses and stuff. It's fine, totally cool. Normalize it, guys. Normalize it, right? Anyway, so his room is the most bare in the house, so I went and did that. Our internet here hasn't been working for my laptop. It doesn't connect. I don't know. We keep saying we're gonna switch internet. We just haven't done it yet. I'm talking really fast. I'm sorry. There's a lot to say, and I don't want a 45-minute video. Anyway, I was taking my test, and my mom told him it should be fine for him to just go in there and grab his car keys. It was not fine. I was like, you're gonna get me in trouble. Like, I'm disqualified. I know it. And my proctor pretty much was like, it's fine. We'll just do it as a warning. I was like, okay. So, yeah, I don't know. It was loud. Like, we had my brother, his girlfriend, my mom and dad were in the house still, and my brother and his girlfriend have a 2-year-old little girl and a 6-month little girl. So all you heard was all of them screaming and laughing and having a good time in the living room that's like on the other side of the house, but you can still hear everything. So it sounded like they were in the room with me. It was nuts. But yeah, so I was frustrated the whole time and was like, I know I failed. Like, I don't even care anymore. Like, I was I was ready to wake up and cry this morning. Cut to, dun, 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 I did pass. So you have to have a, actually let me tell you, I have it written down. Give me 1 second. Oh. Yeah, I did that. It's fine. I'm kind of slap happy. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I worked last night. So you have to get a 390 to pass, or a 78%. There's 180 questions, and it's 3 hours to take the test. A lot of the questions are medical terms. This is all, if you can see that, this is all what he told us at the beginning of the class, like our teacher. So, preface that. I got a 404, so a little bit above what I needed, which I'll take. I have no idea their grading scale. Like, I have no idea. And there was supposed to be 30 practice questions, but when I took my exam, you have a different section with your practice questions. I only had like 5, and they were like, what is the capital of the United States? Washington, D.C. How many states are there? 50. How many days in a year? How many hours in a day? I want to say there was one other question, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. Doesn't really matter. I mean, they're super easy, guys. You would have known. But then it was frustrating because it's like you're flipping through these and I'm like, okay, when do I get to the exam, right? You had to exit out of it. And I'm like, okay. But then when you go to exit out, it's like, are you sure you're going to lose all your changes or whatever? I'm like, I don't want to lose that. But I didn't see any other way to do it, so I did. And then I went into the exam, and then it was the 180 questions. And again, you have to exit out, and it makes you think that you're not going to actually submit your exam, but you are. Like, it was submitted, it was fine. So I did all that, and then afterwards there was a survey, like, how would you rate your overall experience type survey, you know? Because I didn't go to a facility to do my test, I could only answer like 6 out of 13 questions. And of course I was trying to be nice, so I'm like, oh yeah, it wasn't bad. I was irritated. Like, I was so over the whole experience. When I finished, I was leaving and I called my best friend and just started crying. But it wasn't like sad crying, it was like, I'm frustrated crying. And she was like, what, why, what is going on? So I explained it all to her like I explained it to you, and all the while I'm talking faster and faster because I'm just getting furious. So I'm talking fast and my voice just raises and then I'm crying. It was a mess. But yeah, cut to today, I got the email and I was able to log into my NHA account, and it told me that I passed. So we're good. I don't care. I don't have to take this ever again. Yeah. It's just every 2 years you have to pay, I think it's like 160 again, to renew your certification. And I think you have to have so many credits or something that you have to do, but you're not actually taking the exam, so I'm good. I'm good. It's so, I've been watching a ton of like medical assistants and stuff on TikTok and YouTube, and they're all talking about, oh yeah, I'm immediately going into like an LPN, or I'm going to nursing school now. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. No. No. I'm done. I'm done. Not taking another exam. No. So yeah, that is all that. That is what I've been up to. I have been studying or sleeping or working. I'm teaching myself to crochet. I'm working on two baby blankets right now for my nieces. Still not the best at it. I'm kind of wonky. My lines are not straight. Still working on all that, but it's fine. I wanted to learn a new hobby. So for some reason, I'm gonna crochet like an old lady. But I think it's gotten super popular anyway, so it's fine. Anyway, all that to say, the reason why I'm doing all this, other than the fact that I passed and now I am a certified medical assistant, I got the idea to start a podcast. But like, not a podcast, a podcast. Because like when I'm crocheting and stuff again, I'm sitting there and I want noise. So I've started watching YouTubers' podcasts. I know, totally random. There's only a couple of them that I watch, and I was like, I like this. It's basically just you sitting and talking with your friends. I want to do a podcast like that. So me and my best friend are talking about doing like a podcast video type thing where it's just us sitting down and talking like we're on a podcast. And just talking about everything. And I was like, I know the perfect name for it. And basically it's going to be the I'm bored podcast. Like, I'm bored, let's talk. You know, I want it to be that vibe that you're just sitting and hanging out with friends. So like, I'm watching these podcasts to keep me company while I'm crocheting and stuff. You know what? You're crocheting, you need a friend to sit and talk with. Put me on in the background, man. I was like, we can talk about, you know, everyday life things, TikTok trends, TikTok songs, regular music, you know, movies, TV shows. We see different things on TikTok that we want to try, like recipes and stuff, like the ice cream and fruit roll-up thing. Done. You know, just random shit. And like, we talk for hours anyway. It's time to sit and talk. So I think that's what I want to do right now, is try that. But I didn't want to do that and just not explain anything because I've been gone for so long. And then like last, I think that I talked about I was getting ready to start my classes. So yeah, just like update that I didn't really want to do an update video, but I made an update video, but also I passed, woo. And then I want to start a podcast because everybody's starting podcasts, right? But like, I don't even know what else you would do. Like, what would you call that? We're just sitting and talking. A podcast. So yeah, that's all I have to say. My friend is messaging me because I'm supposed to be going over there to work out the details. So we will see you probably later with our I'm bored podcast. Not a podcast. We'll see how this goes. Bye, guys.